actual saving per worker is actually pretty meagre, isn't it? I mean, the typical worker gets, I think it's an extra £27.50 a month.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, Ian, this is a pretty small saving at a time when costs are going up and rising inflation over the next few months. And it's under the backdrop, really, of the health and social care levy, that 1.25% national insurance rise that was announced in October. So over 6 months ago now, the world was very different back then. And what Rishi Sunak did in March, despite pressure and calls to really cancel that national insurance rise, what he did was quite cute, that he increased the threshold to which people do start paying national insurance to that £12,570 to align it to the personal allowance. But really, the thing that's hitting working families pretty hard is that 1.25%, and that's not going away, in my view.
Absolutely. When you put those two together, the increase in the allowance and the social care levy, I mean, at what point do workers actually become worse off up the pay scale?
Yeah, so it's around 41,000, Ian. If you're earning less than that, you will be better off. But above that amount, because of the effect of the 1.25% health and social care levy, you are going to see your net pay go down when compared to the previous tax year, 21-22. Now, what the government were looking to do before the events of this week was to offer everyone a 1% income tax cut to the basic rate of tax. But that wasn't due to come in until April 2024. There were noises this week when Nadhim Zahawi was appointed as Chancellor that 1% would be accelerated to April 2023, and possibly the 1% would become 2% as well. So this was a bit of smoke and mirrors from the government, I fear, that they had this tax rise back in October, which took effect from April, but only to give it back later on in the run-up to the next election.
Yes, and only to some workers, as you say. Now, of course, lest we forget, employers' national insurance contributions also rose in April. I mean, this is going to be a lot of hassle for business owners, particularly SMEs, having to adjust their payroll for the second time in 3 months.
Yeah, look, it's administratively always very difficult when a new tax comes in, or in this case, an increase to taxes as well. But the bigger burden actually isn't the administration, it's the cost. National insurance for employers is now over 15%. That's an eye-watering sum and a real cost against employment. And at a time when businesses are probably going to struggle in the winter trading months, the last thing that they need is this additional cost, and also fears of potential job cuts as well if business trading doesn't go as well as some people fear. Now, what the other thing that's on the horizon here is the 25% corporation tax increase, which is due to take effect in April 2023. That's a 6% increase. So on top of the burden of national insurance, you've got another 6% increase on corporation tax coming in next year for slightly larger businesses. Smaller businesses will still benefit from the 19% corporation tax rate. But I think that measure will be reversed, or certainly tempered down, possibly to around 22%.
Absolutely. Now, the new Chancellor, Nadhim Zahawi, I mean, he's quite a Thatcherite figure, but I mean, every incoming Chancellor always talks about simplifying the tax regime. I mean, ever since Gordon Brown became Chancellor in 1997, the tax code has just got more and more complex. It's great news for consultants like you, but do you ever hold out hope of the tax system being simplified in this country?
I really would do. The conversations that we have with our clients is about the complexity, really, of where the tax system has gone. When I started in practicing, the tax law was up to my ankles. It's now up to my knees, and I'm pretty tall. You can just see that how that legislation has really fattened over that period of time. And it's constant political tinkering, in my view, that has led to that complexity, and the different rates and thresholds that kick in at really obscure levels. It makes it very difficult for businesses and individuals to really understand where their tax position is. If any chancellor can come in, and I think Rishi Sunak wanted to be that tax reforming chancellor, a real revolutionary, but he wasn't able to have that opportunity because of COVID and then the war in Ukraine and then tensions with Boris Johnson. I think times could have been quite different if he was maybe the right chancellor at the wrong time with the wrong PM. I fear as well that Zahawi or anyone who's going to come in to support the new PM are going to be left with the same issue. We really need a period of stability around taxes and not this political tinkering. Although what I suspect will happen, that the new chancellor that will come in, whether that's Zahawi or someone else, will want to have some immediate quick wins as we go up to that April 2024 election time. They want to give people back some net pay in their pocket. They want to look at fuel costs. So is there going to be a VAT reduction there on domestic fuel? Is there going to be another cut on fuel duty? It's going to be very short-term reactive measures to get us through the next 6 to 12 months.
All right, Nimesh, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now, uncertainty is the great enemy of business, and with uncertainty over whether Boris Johnson will be allowed to remain as caretaker Prime Minister and a potentially divisive Conservative leadership contest, there's still plenty of it out there. Meanwhile, as the Independent Office for Budget Responsibility pointed out yesterday, the UK's public finances are on an unsustainable path in the long term, thanks to the cost of an ageing population and the loss to the Treasury of fuel duties as the nation switches to electric vehicles. Well, joining me now is Tony Danker, Director General of the CBI. Tony, good to see you this morning. I thought you were quite kind about Boris Johnson yesterday. You paid tribute to him for helping business through the pandemic. Did he really do much else for business apart from that?
Ian, I'm a very kind man, and I do thank the Prime Minister for everything that he did since the start of the pandemic for business. Look, I think the Conservative Party in the last couple of years has actually put business at the heart of most of their plans. You know, we're going to level up, we're going to have clean energy, we're going to be a science superpower. And when you look at the plans, it's all delivered by business. In fact, I hope we get to talk about whether or not those things are going to keep going, because they are crucial to growth. But it was also a pretty populist government. And I think the big fear now from firms I'm talking to in the last 24 hours is that, are we going to have in this leadership election peak politics, peak ideology at the expense of good economics? So, yes, I'm very happy to thank the Prime Minister for what he did for business during the pandemic. But now our minds turn to growth and keeping the economy growing.
Absolutely. I mean, you've put your finger on a key point there, Tony. I mean, all of the surveys suggest that business confidence is at a pretty low ebb right now. What should an incoming PM do to try and lift that confidence?
Well, it's interesting because you're right. Confidence is a bit fragile, and yet there are quite a lot of growth opportunities in the economy. And that's why I do think government can make quite a difference now. And I think there are two things. The first one is we have to keep government going, right? Whatever the caretaker regime the politicians decide, there are decisions everybody is waiting for, from a recovery loan scheme to be extended. It expired at the end of June for small businesses. The financial services bill, which of course has all that stuff on Solvency II. And there are big projects waiting to be green lighted. So that stuff can't slow down. That's number one. And then number two, we need a growth plan. And we need a growth plan that's thoughtful about business tax. I heard you just talking to Blick Rothenberg about that. Let's get on to that if we can. It's thoughtful about regulatory changes that enable markets to flourish. And it's thoughtful about things like skills and investment across the country. The sooner we get that stuff in place, the more I think business confidence rebounds, because I do think there are some fundamental opportunities across several sectors in our economy.
Well, let's talk about that tax issue. Obviously, Boris Johnson wanted to unwise the proposed hike in corporation tax next year. Rishi Sunak was in the way of that. What are the chances, do you think, of that policy being reversed?
Look, I think that both the NICS rise and the corporation tax rise, we wouldn't start from there. I think they were announced at a time when we didn't think we were going to have this massive growth challenge that we have now. So, look, I think on the tax front, there's a few priorities for business. The first one is probably business rates, right? Business rates today are keeping prices high in retail. They're stopping investment and they're ruining high streets. So I would start with business rates. Secondly, yes, I do think 6 points corporation tax overnight in the middle of a growth crisis is a bad idea. But I did like what Rishi was trying to do in terms of having incentives for those firms that invest. Essentially, the Rishi Sunak ideal was that firms who invest should get more tax breaks than firms that don't. And I think in the way we sort of orient the tax system, and particularly the incentive system, I think that is a good principle. But look, let's give Nadeem a day or two to get his feet under the table, and then let's talk to him about all of those tax measures.
I mean, this is the problem. You put your finger on it a moment ago, that there is a risk of drift. I mean, Michael Gove's department, obviously Michael Gove is no longer there. He's been replaced by Greg Clark, but he had a couple of key decisions to make before he was sacked by Boris Johnson. I mean, things like that do actually hold up policy making that really has an impact on businesses.
Yeah, look, we've got a levelling up white paper. We've got a levelling up bill that's already been kicked off. We've got a financial services bill. We've got an energy bill. All of these things are being watched very closely by a lot of firms who will be investing a lot of pounds and dollars according to the outcome. So you're absolutely right, Ian. I absolutely agree with those who say the Prime Minister shouldn't be making new policy, but this cabinet need to keep going on existing policy. We can't have stasis for 3 months, and those things are uncontroversial. They're already in the Queen's speech. They're already in the manifesto. They've already started attracting money and investment. They're key to growth, and we must keep moving.
Tony, just a parting thought for you. Boris Johnson, of course, famously, as Foreign Secretary, said, F business. His predecessor, Theresa May, took regular pot shots at business. Can the Conservatives really genuinely call themselves a party of business these days?
That's a lovely question, Ian. Let's hope that they can indeed renew their ability to do so with a new leader. Look, of course, we've had fights in the past, but the country's forecast to have anything between 0 and 1% growth next year. It's not good enough. We are co-destined, business and government, to fix the economy and get growth moving. So I hope the new ministers, I've already had a very good chat with Nadine, I hope the new ministers and a new Prime Minister will recognise that we are co-destined to grow this economy, to be competitive post-Brexit, post-pandemic, and that some of that stuff is a thing of the past.
All right. Well, amen to that. Tony, always good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. Some other stories for you now. And JD Sports has hired the former Morrisons chairman to take the same post with them. Andy Higginson succeeds the long-standing Peter Cowgill, who made JD one of the UK's most successful retailers, but who stepped down in May following a row over governance. Well, Mr Higginson received plaudits for helping oversee a revival in the fortunes of Morrisons before it was taken over last year by the private equity firm Clayton, Dubilier and Rice. Earlier in his career, he spent 15 years at Tesco, including a long stint as finance director. One of the Bank of England's deputy governors said this morning that a shake-up of rules governing the amount of capital that insurers must hold should not be a free lunch. Well, the insurance industry is unhappy at the pace at which the so-called Solvency II rules are being changed. That is something that has been made possible by the UK's departure from the EU. The insurance industry has blamed the bank for holding up reform. But in a speech today, Sam Woods, who heads the bank's Prudential Regulation Authority, said he was wary of removing bits of legislation and regulation that insurers don't like without taking proper account of risks to policyholders. And the house builder Vistry is sounding a warning on the cost of inflation it's seeing. The company, formerly known as Bovis Homes, says that wider industry cost pressures, including rising energy prices and increasing wages, were resulting in higher spending on certain materials, with its cost inflation running at 6%. But Greg Fitzgerald, the chief executive, says the company was so far managing these pressures while the selling price of new homes had more than offset the increases. Well, Vistry shares have risen by just under 2% on news that profits for the year will be at the top end of City forecasts. Well, still to come here on Ian King Live, we're going to have a look at how global markets are doing this Friday morning. Don't go away.
I'm Inzamam Rashid and I'm Sky's North of England correspondent, telling stories from this culturally rich region I call home.
It's going to become very similar to other places and lose its unique qualities.
It's steeped in history.
If the Taliban found your family, what would happen?
I think they're just going to straight away execute them.
There are issues of racism in all levels of cricket.
I was on the balcony a couple of times. I was nearly gone.
Football is a joy to watch, and when people are disappointed, you can feel the hate.
I just felt physically sick, so I was like, that's really in my system.
We take you to the heart of the stories that shape our world. Even before the pandemic, GPs were pleading for help. Government expects more face-to-face contact with patients in return.
Men, they want to force you doing something which you don't want to do. Just because you're homeless and you're looking for a warm place to sleep.
We give a voice to communities often unheard and unserved from a region with a distinct history and global impact.
Well, equities in the Asia-Pacific region had a largely positive session overnight following last night's gains on Wall Street, although the Nikkei 225 in Tokyo gave back nearly all of the session's gains following news that the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had been shot. Obviously, news of his death came after the market had closed in Tokyo. Well, in Europe, stocks have been in negative territory for most of the session so far. Here's the current picture. All of the main indices in negative territory. The IBEX in Madrid, the key faller there, down by more than 1%. Talking points in Europe this morning include Uniper. Shares of the German power giant are down by 6% right now in Frankfurt. That is amid speculation that the German government could take a stake of up to 30% as part of a bailout of the generating company. We're here in London. The FTSE 100 is also in negative territory, currently off by just over 0.5%. There are not too many features for investors to hang their hat on this Friday morning, but the Ladbrokes and Coral owner Entain is leading fallers, and that's on the back of a trading update yesterday. The shares off by getting on for 2% right now. The leading blue chip gainer in the FTSE currently, the plant and tool hire group Ashtead. The shares ahead by nearly 3%. That is on broker comment. Outside the FTSE, Currys is up by 2%. It rose by 10% after yesterday's results. Had we been on air, we were going to be speaking to Alex Baldock, the chief executive. We'll hope to hear from him again soon. So the foreign exchange markets, well, sterling has given up all of the Boris bounce as it was described yesterday when the PM resigned. The pound currently down by 0.5% against the US dollar, off by 0.1% right now against the euro. Meanwhile, the euro is off by nearly 0.5% against the greenback. As for the oil price, well, that is heading for a fourth consecutive weekly decline amid growing concerns over global growth. A barrel of Brent crude will currently set you back $104.17 a barrel. That is down just over 0.2%. Well, joining me now is Victoria Scholar. She's head of investment at Interactive Investor. Victoria, welcome to you. Obviously, the interesting corporate news story of the day is at JD Sports. Andy Higginson, very, very well-known figure in British retail, coming in as chairman.
Yeah, very well known in terms of his history with supermarkets. He's coming from Morrison's, of course, and has a long history in top jobs at Tesco as well. So he has now been appointed the JD Sports chairman, replacing Peter Cowgill, who was ousted back in May amid a series of criticisms around corporate governance and over his bonus during COVID when the company received government money from business relief as well as the furlough scheme. But in terms of what we're seeing with the share price this morning, we're seeing a significant bounce. It was at the top of the FTSE 100 this morning. It's pulled back a little bit, but it's still up around 2%. So clearly investors encouraged by the appointment. But there is still quite a bit of uncertainty. But the company is still looking for a new CEO after those two top jobs were split up last year. But it looks as though there is some optimism when it comes to this stock now, even though it has shed about 50% from the November highs.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, the big event later on today is the non-farm payroll figures, probably the single most important monthly piece of data that crosses trader screens. What are you looking for?
It is, exactly. And we're looking for 268,000 jobs created for the month of June.
The presence allows you to Ada, Ada, and I'm so excited. Lady to Lady Global Conference. Now you need to hurry and register at www.ladytoladyconference.org. All right, so of course limited sitting, and I'll be ministering to you by the Spirit of God. I'm so excited. Congratulations, Lady to Lady Global Conference. I'll see you there. God bless you. Register www.ladytoladyconference.org. God bless you.
Ladies, this is our time. I saw Lady to Lady on the TV, and I was at a point in my life I needed a change. I needed a turnaround. I went to the conference, I saw the ladies there. They were filled with so much joy and happiness. I gave my life to Christ, and I can assure you my life has never been the same. It's gone from glory to glory. Ladies, if you need a turnaround in your life, if you're tired of repeating the same things over and over again, make the choice today. Come to Lady, and I can assure you, your life will never be the same again.
When I came last year, I didn't have an expectation, just like our other sister. But when I came, the presence allows you to start to think about an expectation. As I went in, I said, you know what? I have to have something. I can't just come here. Everyone is rejoicing and singing. So what I had was polycystic ovaries, and it suffers, you know, women suffer from it a lot, where it's a cyst and it blocks your fallopian tube, so you don't have any periods. And I had gone now probably about 10 months with no period at all, and I was just getting bigger. It affects you emotionally and physically. So as I got there, you know, there was a point where Deaconess, I mounted the stage and said, you know, anyone who has an issue with blood, you know, come forward. And I was there, and I was like, I'm not going forward. I'll sit down here. And I was, you know, but then the Holy Spirit will push you, and you'll be like, no, I need to make a change. And that's what happened. I went forward, and they laid hands on me, and I went home, and I was still like, well, I haven't seen any period yet. But then I remembered the word that was given, and I said, okay. I sat down, closed the door. It's very important to have that time where you can actually think about the word and meditate on it. So that's what I did. Within 2 days, the period came, because I had faith. You know, I held on to a word, and I made it possible for me.
And those were the words that you'd heard at that conference?
On the conference day.
Praise the Lord.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Body is your ma. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for who? For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun.
The
Stay
best
blessed.
radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Hey, this is Archie and you're listening to Starr Radio UK. Oh, yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets as well, we want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the 8th of July, the year 2022. 10:40 the time from London. And welcome to the Friday edition of the morning show. From now until 1 o'clock, when the curtains are brought down, I'm going to be on the helm of affairs, or in the helm of affairs, making sure that I deliver on all the promises that Starr Radio UK brings your way, or promises you every Friday. From archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. If it's making the headlines, I promise you one thing for sure, Starr will touch on it. So on that note, welcome to the show, or welcome on board. Let me say good morning to my colleagues this morning. Yes, Mr. Olayomi, good morning to you. Mr. Tabiri, good morning to you. My able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, good morning to you. And a special good morning goes to Mr. Elopon in the house. To the one and only, Sheena Nuruddin. Good morning. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you very much. You were the first to be on the show today. And to all of you who joined the earlier programs that we brought your way, remember, it is Starr Radio UK, and I am the one and only. This is the morning show. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Okay, let me say morning to Amayo Ajerogene, Anthony Adedeji in the US, Tosino in Moscow, Ebenezer Hammond in South Africa, all the others, Dede Gifty in Germany. I'm trying to get somebody from Australia. Who do I know in Australia? I've forgotten. I had one friend in Australia, but I've forgotten his name. And my friend in Afghanistan as well, Mo. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well, sir, and the family as well. Okay, so for those of you tuning in for the first time to listen to us on the program, this is how the program will go for you today. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. From there, we'll have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then after that, exactly at 11 o'clock, we have Mr. Olayomi coming in to bring you updates from Nigeria. After that, we'll continue to look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. The impact of the resignation of Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party, and the call for him to step down completely or get out of the office. Now, we're going to be looking at its repercussions, advantages, and disadvantages there as well. Reactions from other world leaders pertaining to what has happened in the UK. We'll be looking at Ghana as well, where it's all unraveling. But let me say good morning to Shamsuddin Oladipopo. It's a Yoruba nation. We want Yoruba nation now. Shamsuddin, good morning. Okay, let's crack on. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only. Archie. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe to our page, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing there. But wherever you are tuning to listen to us today, raise up. If you are sitting, sit very comfortably. Or standing, hold on to something. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever as appropriate. And let's take this journey, not a journey to the unknown, this time round a journey to the known. Alright then, let's crack on. The quote for the day says, the extent of your success is determined by the amount of time you have taken to prepare yourself. So what preparation are you undertaking about yourself? If you have, kudos. If you've not, rethink. Let me say good morning to HRH Linda Pally and all the way in Cyprus, our career lady, and to all presenters on Starr Radio UK as well. Okay, let's move on to what the weather has in store for us today and over the weekend. For information coming in says that there's a heat wave that's going to hit the country. So, well, for about the next 7 days, we're going to be experiencing that. So, a dry and a fine day with widespread sunshine throughout, a very warm day with light winds as well. And this evening and tonight will continue dry with extensively clear skies throughout. It will be rather mild night with light to gentle breezes expected as well. It is Starr Radio UK. When it comes to the temperature is going to be 28 degrees and lower is going to be 15 degrees. Pollen level high, UV level high, pollution low. Sunset 21:18 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:53 hours. Now, when it comes to the weekend weather, Saturday we've got a mixture of cloud there, but it's going to be a bit milder than it's been. Tomorrow morning may see a few light patches of cloud drifting in, but aside from this, it will be another dry and warm day with blue skies and plenty of sunshine. And come Sunday, it's going to be hot, 29 degrees. Well, blanket sunshine for you. Those of you who like the summer, make hay while the sun shines, because don't worry, the rain will be coming soon and the cold will come in. But well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 10:47. We're going to be crossing over straight to the travels, and we'll be bringing you everything that you need to know from an incident happening in Japan and what is going to bring your way. But stay tuned, don't you go away. A quick commercial break, and then we continue with the show.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road. Anything that you will never do. Keep your eyes on the road. Anything that you will never do. This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated. I promise I'm born. This morning on the underground, good service throughout DLR, London Tram Link, London Overground, good service there as well. I'm moving on straight to the major roads in London. That's where we have a bit of issues there. A20, A24, A4, A41, Central London Red routes, and South Circular A205 have all got closures. I'm moving on straight to the riverbeds this morning. On the riverbeds, apart from the Woolwich, that's got special service. All the others have got good service. You got it. Now keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping navigated. The final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. On the National Rail, apart from Southern, that got special service, all the others have got good service. So it's a good day to travel, isn't it? Well. But what I will tell you this morning, whether you are driving, whether you are traveling by train, by rail, by plane, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be. Enjoy your comment for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is now gone, 10 minutes to the top of the hour. That means it's time for Global Trotting. Okay, now when it comes to Nigeria, some of the stories that we're going to be looking at. Some members of the diplomatic community, such as the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, have warned their citizens against traveling to many parts of Nigeria, even in some parts of Abuja, in the nation's capital, over security threats. Now, what do they know that we don't know? You want to know more? Stay tuned. I'll be bringing you more from there. Nigerian senator and his wife, who are accused of plotting to harvest a man's kidney in the UK, will face trial at the Old Bailey. Interesting. I thought they were going to use diplomatic means to try to free him, but we don't know what's going to be happening there. The Aquarium dudes will next appear at the Old Bailey on the 4th of August. We'll be bringing you more on that. And Kuje prison invasion. Interpol gets fleeing inmates. Data border security heightened. Well, where are they fleeing to? Well. Are they terrorists and fleeing to other parts of the world, the continent or the sub-region? Well. It is All Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 8 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's continue with some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Okay. Well, in Ghana started sinking under Kufuor. He created problems that brought curses on Ghana. That's what the prophet is saying. Now, have you gotten to a point where we still have to be listening to prophets saying that, well, because this person did that, so there's a curse on the whole of the country because maybe the leader did something? Did he kill people? What did he actually do? I'll be asking your take on that. The way this spiritual spinning that we try to at times bring in, because some people are looking at it that it looks like people try to use that to maybe have sympathy with a particular party, or so that when the party is in power they look at that person differently, or something of the sort. Is that what seems to be going on in our part of the world? Well, it is already good. Bank of Ghana to appeal court ruling reversing revocation of UniCredit's license. So, well, it took we want to say banks that you said they were incurring they accrued a debt of up to 9 billion Ghana cedis, and then you spent what, 20 billion plus Ghana cedis to liquidate them. So what is the point? What is the sense behind all that? Was it just political gimmick that was taking place, trying to outwit others because you think that they've got financial muscle or they've got influence? What exactly had gone on there? We'll be looking into those stories as the program continues. And then Court of Appeal questions. Okay, yeah, that's the same one that I brought you. Moving on to other parts of the world. Yeah, still on the African continent. Burkina Faso ex-president Blaise Compaoré in his country after 8 years of exile. What has brought him back? Was he repatriated? What actually has brought him back? We're going to be looking at that in the next few moments as well. Clashes continue in DRC despite the escalation agreement with Rwanda. And what is it all about? Okay. Now moving on to other stories making the rounds. Now, breaking news that came this morning, there was information that Shinzo Abe has been shot and he was in coma. However, a few moments ago, information coming through says Shinzo Abe is dead. He has been assassinated while giving a speech. Shinzo Abe, 67, has died in hospital after being shot in the neck while giving a speech at an event in southern Japan. That's one of the breaking stories that is making the rounds there. He's out of office, so why should somebody, well, is it that somebody was so upset about what he had done in the past and therefore went on that path? Well. Okay. We're going to be bringing you more on that front. Kremlin glee as well reacts to Johnson end game. President Putin's spokesman says he doesn't like us and we don't like him either. So they are the ones who have been fanning the flames. Well, it wasn't an election that took place. You can't say that. Okay, and U.S. probes rare intensive audit of Trump's critics. Well, the FBI heads James Comey and Andrew the ex-FBI heads James Comey and Andrew McBee were subjected to rigorous checks during Trump's presidency. Okay, and then Maxwell appeals against ex-sex trafficking conviction. Do you think he's going to get anything better from that? All right, it's going to be coming your way. More details from that in the next few moments. But now coming to the UK, race to replace Boris Johnson begins. Cabinet will not tie the hands of Johnson's successor. That's what the minister is saying. Prime Minister Chequers' wedding party moved after criticism. Now, Boris Johnson and his wife Carrie had reportedly been planning a wedding party at Chequers in July. They've decided, no, it's off. Now, Prince Harry wins latest stage in male libel claim. The High Court judge rules that parts of mail on Sunday's story on Duke and of Sussex were defamatory. Okay, so this and a lot more we're going to be looking at. Petrol price is causing cause for concern, warns Watchdog. Yesterday I went to the pumps and it was almost £2 for a litre per litre for diesel. It was 195 or 9 point something, so call it almost 2. Well, you want to know what? Well, you have to stay with us because our money man will be joining us exactly at 12:30 to bring you the money hour as well. So let's enjoy some time of music, and then once we come back, we'll be bringing you Mr. Olayomi Koike. Stay tuned and don't you go away. Noko bear.
My legs. All right. Come on. Come on. I see you. I see you. Ijake noko beni nyumonyave. Ijake noko beni nyumonyave. Amen. Hallelujah.
There is nothing that my God cannot do. If you're celebrating your birthday or celebrating any event today, I want to say happy celebration. So if it's a birthday, happy birthday to you. If you're having your wedding, happy celebration or congratulations to you. Whatever things that you might be doing today, I say massive good morning and welcome to the show. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. While we wait for Mr. Olayomi to join in on the program, I got a couple of commercials to bring your way. Wow, the Summer Barbecue 2022 for Inspire Day Nursery is taking place on the 23rd of July from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the 68 Windmill Road, Croydon, CR02XP. Now, games there will be bouncy castles, face painting, music, raffle, and great food. Now, tickets in advance is going to be £3 per head or per person. Yes, babies under 1 come free. Now more on the door as well, but please bring money and a spirit of giving. All proceeds will go to Noah's Ark Child's Hospice. Starr Radio UK, like associating ourselves with a worthy cause. This is one of the worthy cause there. But it's all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi to join in to bring you updates from Nigeria. The Lady to Ladies Conference is going to be taking place on the 30th of July in London. And all the ladies have been invited. It is going to be at the Fairfield Halls in Croydon. But it's going to be a special appearance of the host of that program, Pastor Sandra, and one of the teams on Starr Radio UK on Sunday. Now, it's only Sunday. What program is it? Well, Sunday, and it's a program by KB Bossman, and that is the Faith Talk. So make a date with Mr. KB Bossman exactly at 4 p.m. starting at an earlier time of 4 p.m. And I tell you, your life will never be the same. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's take this quick break. We come back. We have Mr. Olayomi who is all ready to fire on all cylinders. Well, stay tuned.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi. Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God. Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time down to 6 minutes past the top of the hour. It is a Friday edition of the morning show. I am Archie, and well, I have with me the one and only Esther. I want to call him, he's not a boxer. When it comes to reportage from across the globe, whether Nigeria, whatever part of the world, where we send him, he's there to bring that program your way. And this time around, bringing you updates from Nigeria. Mr. Olayomi and Koiki Media are bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK. All right, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is a very beautiful good morning to you back, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And we welcome you once again to July the 8th, 2022, 6 minutes past, like you said. And welcome once again to the morning show, and where we're going to be giving you all the latest news coming out of Nigeria this morning.
Well, interesting. After the day that we had yesterday, how are you feeling after the Prime Minister has resigned?
Well, looking at the situation, especially with the Prime Minister, you could tell that I've been looking at different analyses, and I think the reason why people did not want him anymore is again because of the catalog of different lies that have been trending, and each time he never knows, just like Buhari never knew that there was a weapon that would be used by the terrorists to invade the high security prison. So I think the next Prime Minister would definitely have a lot to work on. We're talking about the economy, we're talking about the welfare, as a lot of British are complaining, especially with the high inflation that is biting almost everyone. So I think there's a lot of work to be done, and we hope there will be a Prime Minister that can also unite the country as quickly as possible.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios is going to be bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, let's hit on straight to one of this, because as we sit here every time, we are talking about insecurity. Last Wednesday, you were looking at who is, the government, the federal government actually failing the whole of Nigeria, not being able to provide security. We had only yesterday, the day before yesterday, the president saying that, well, he didn't know that, like you were saying, these terrorists wield so much power when it comes to firepower, and virtually overcoming the state security. And you ask yourself the question, are Nigerians safe? And even if you are traveling there, you are a foreigner traveling there, are you safe? So the statement that has come that some members of the diplomatic community, such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, have warned their citizens not to, about some areas in Nigeria that they don't have to. Even the federal capital, their particular locations say that don't go there. Now, does it put a bit of fear in you, and what is causing that? Do they have any intel that we don't have?
Let's take us back to the reason why this has already popped up again, and that the headline that we had this morning: Turkey removes Nigeria from the list of e-visa countries. Let me explain how that works. Nigerian visa applicants to the Republic of Turkey have reportedly been barred from accessing the e-visa provisions, but have instead been advised to apply from any Turkish consulate. So if you are in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians that are probably not British citizens or American citizens, Jamaica citizens, or countries around the globe, but they also have access to visa that will enable them to travel. There are countries that you have the visa this morning, it enables you to get into countries that also have relationship with the visa that you have in your possession. We're talking about the Shanghai visa. If you have a Shanghai visa, you would definitely not to go to the Turkish consulate before today. You would just probably, can get into Turkey, spend a couple of days and continue with your journey, or just travel to Turkey using that Shanghai visa. If you have a UK visa, it's the same thing. If you have an American visa, it's the same thing. That is going to be changing from the information that is coming out from that headline. And the reason for that, the Turkish have not released any press statement, but it seems someone that was meant to be traveling, put that information out. Apparently, one of the affected Nigerians in a message says, just putting this out there, someone out there with a Shanghai UK US visa might be booking a ticket to Turkey right now, thinking they would apply for a visa electronically. Do not. Turkey decided to delist Nigerians. We don't know why. But let's now go back to the travel advisory from the Canadian embassy, the government of the Canada, and this is coming from the travel section, which was updated on the 6th of July, which is just about 2 days ago. And what do we know? Nigeria is put their risk level with a red sentence, to put out the article or the message. Nigeria, avoid non-essential travel. Avoid non-essential travel to Nigeria due to unpredictable security situation throughout the country and the significant risk of terrorism, crime, inter-communion clashes, armed attack, and kidnapping. Regional risk level, avoid all travel to the following regions due to the risk of terrorism, armed attack, kidnap, intercommunion, and sectarian violence. They're talking about the northern west state of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, Zamfara, the north central of Plateau, the northeastern part of Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Jigawa, Yobe, the Niger state, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Imo, Rivers. Just yesterday, I got a news where a family, a reverend father, I believe we spoke about that, if I was quite right, yesterday during our update from the Westminster Magistrate Court, where actually a reverend father is now mourning. Not only mourning, the daughter has also been taken away, by terrorists. The 13-year-old boy was killed in the presence of the parent. The mother is still in coma. We don't know what the situation is. All this happened in one of the states that was mentioned here, by the Canadian, which is Plateau State. The question you ask then is, what about the Americans? What is the British government saying? Every of this country is now advising their citizens to be very, very cautious when they are traveling to Nigeria, because most of the people living in this country will at one point want to travel to Nigeria for so many reasons, and that is now a threat to lives and property.
Wow. My apologies. So if you happen to embark on any journey to Nigeria, please, though you come from Nigeria, be warned, or try to impress yourself with whatever information that is happening, because we talk about kidnapping that is going on. It's not calm down, it's on the ascendancy, and we don't want you to fall foul to that. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to some other stories. Kuje prison invasion. Interpol gets fleeing inmates data. Border security has been heightened. Now we have border security. Okay, at the moment we still have people. Terrorists. Coming through the various borders. Call it either the north, or the northeast, or the northwest, coming into the country to perpetrate all evil deeds there. So if they say that they sent their pictures or whatever to Interpol, do you think that is going to actually do anything to forestall a bit of faith in the security system in the country at the moment, or even bring those who have fled back to the country?
Well, why the government is actually saying that we would upload, I'm not sure what kind of data that they have, because it could be a profiling data or information around each of these terrorists. We're talking about 1,000 of them. So how they were able to track down 1,000 terrorists? And yesterday, perchance, we didn't quickly know the person that he was until after I engaged him, and then I found out that he was one of those that came when it comes to the the court case yesterday. I'm talking about the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I'm trying to bring up his name quickly. And when I was asking him about the Kuje prison, I was asking him some other questions, and he wouldn't answer. He actually just kept muted. I asked him about the healthcare system, that if there was a good healthcare system in the first place, this particular case that is now going to be transferred to Old Bailey, we're going to be discussing that later. I'm talking about the Ike Ikirimadu and the wife Beatrice. I'm talking about no one but an 82-year-old politician that he is. Just give me about 10 seconds to get that name up so that we can have that for the record purpose. If I've known, I would have probably drilled him a little bit more, but I did drill him. If this was done in Nigeria, maybe by now you would probably be getting a lawyer to get me out, from one of their custody because these politicians do not like to be interrogated, and that's why they're not going to come to Star Radio UK to speak to to this platform and platform that speak the truth to the relevant authorities. Just bear with me as I'm going to be bringing his name up. And again, as well, I'm bringing that up. The ISWAP has already released a statement as well that they should expect more prison break. There's a lot of civil society that is now asking the president that the current minister in charge of that particular ministry should resign. I'm talking about Adamu Mohammed Bukachukwu. He was born in 16th of April 1940. He's a Nigerian politician, a current senator representing Bauchi. Remember that I talked about Bauchi. Bauchi is part of the region risk level that the Canadian government is, the Canada government is actually telling the citizen. And when I saw him yesterday, but because you don't actually know how many of these, but later on we found out who he was, because I asked him who he was not going to answer the question. But after we did a background check on him, he is actually an 82-year-old politician that came all the way from Nigeria to be part of those, to witness or support, a former deputy senate president that refused to do the needful. We come back on that. The question you asked again is, based on that headline that we have, that we're discussing, Interpol will now have the data of some of these, criminals that have left the country. The question is, some of these criminals will not be traveling by air. We have a porous border, and if already they're also putting up a message. Just yesterday, ISWAP terrorists is now threatening to attack more prison in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, but other countries as well. This is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. This is Star Radio UK. I come back to you in the studio.
Well, listeners, that is what is happening when it comes to Nigeria. What do you think? We'll be looking into more of those stories that is making the round. How secure do you feel if you are in Nigeria today? If you are embarking on a journey, how secure do you feel? All right, then. Now let me hop on to one other story that is making the rounds there. Pope Francis ordains new Catholic bishop in Boko Haram ravaged Borno State. The bishop who was ordained on Thursday is now the first Maduguri Catholic bishop. Now, is it because you are looking at where Boko Haram, who hate anything West or Western, okay? Because they hate anything Western. Now, is the Pope not actually flaming the fire, okay, or adding more fuel to the fire for them to attack? Well, we are seeing attacks here and there. In various churches and stuff like that. So, what do you think is going to happen there?
Well, do we say that we are now living in fear as a country where the religion cannot be practiced in a particular state of the 36 states? Do we now say that the country, in terms of religious tolerance, as we do know that we have Christians in their high percentage, we have Muslims, and we also have the traditionalists, and we have those that believes in nothing. Like you said, again, let's look at what Canada government is saying. Regional risk level, avoid traveling. Again, Borno State was mentioned, but this morning from the headline, Pope Francis ordains a new Catholic bishop in a Boko Haram ravaged Borno State. Like you did ask, is the Pope literally triggering something that might allow attacks on these innocent Catholic worshippers? A new Maduguri Catholic bishop, Reverend Dr. John Bugana Bakani, has been ordained by Pope Francis of the Catholic Church at the St. Patrick's Cathedral in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The capital might be safe, maybe that is the reason why, but nowhere is safe, because the terrorists can attack at any point, as they did in our Ondo State around the June 5th, when people were gathering. It is a Catholic church, and more than 100 people killed. Hundreds are still in the hospital taking treatment. And the bishop was ordained yesterday as the first Maiduguri Catholic bishop. Would this be something, like you said, knowing that the reason why there's a lot of influx of terrorists in Nigeria this morning is because some agenda by the Fulani Caliphate wants to make sure that there will not be any other religion in the country apart from their own agenda of a kind of a Muslim, not the Muslims from the southwest or the Muslim from the north that are very Westerners, that wants to have education, that wants to engage the international community. We are talking about a different agenda from these terrorists that have now created havoc, mayhem, and instability in the country called Nigeria this morning.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in our South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Oh, to all of you who have joined us on the Facebook broadcast, I salute you. Those of you on YouTube, I salute you as well. But Adedayo Adesola says, good morning, sir. Happy Friday, Mr. Koike, Yoruba Nation, now. And Kate Adeniba says, in short, Nigeria is not safe to go. How true is that? Well, you want to put or post your comments, feel free to do so wherever you are listening to us from. And I promise you one thing for sure, that I'm going to be reading those comments. But let's go back to Yomi, bringing the time now to 11:22. ISWAP terrorists threatens to attack more prisons in Nigeria and other countries. Now, how has the security network in Nigeria, how have they taken that statement? Have they reacted to it to give reassurance to the public at all?
Well, what are the government officials, especially the senators, what are they saying when it comes to these attack that we have that we witnessed in the last couple of days? I'm going to be bringing what actually one of the senators is saying. But yes, the security agency as assuring Nigerians as usual that they are doing everything, especially to bring these these individuals that have committed this highly calculated crime that eventually now have to be. We don't know where over 1,000 criminals are currently as we speak right now. But the question is, was Kuje prison attack an inside job? Is the question, and this is what one of the senator Ali Indome said during an interview yesterday. Let's listen.
Or how? All I'm saying is that we have problem with the fundamental purpose of government in this country. The fundamental purpose in government, as stated in the Constitution, is security and welfare of its citizens. And we are not doing well in that. The earlier we realize that we need to get more people to police, more intelligence, more security agencies, personnel, and the better for us. But we are not doing good in that area.
Now, you do not agree with what the Senate President said.
Because I don't want you to be joining me with Senate President. That is his own opinion. If he has an insider and he has the information, why don't you share it with people? I don't want. I thought you say we are going to wait now. I thought you say we are coming to discuss how do we solve this problem, not what the Senate President says.
We need to look at the problem.
No.
And look at the solution.
You are not asking the right person. Go and ask the Senate President. Who are those that he said are insiders?
If you look at what happened there on the ground and how the operation of these elements happened, and perhaps the inkling of those who think that this could not have happened without the help of people on the inside, do you believe that it was a compromise?
Why are you? I didn't know that this is what we are going to discuss.
Okay, he doesn't want to answer that, just as they will never want to answer, and that's what they do. And as that is coming up, the Ondo State governor is now crying out. Terrorists trooping southward. Akeredolu cries out. Starr Radio UK, I'll come back to you again in the studio.
Wow, listeners, it's quite worrying. If I want to just say the list of what is happening, it's quite worrying. People have said that, you want to go to Nigeria, you know that you are actually going to face a security threat there. But some calling for the boss of the prisons to be sacked. I mean, somebody will say, well, he assuming he's in Abuja and the event happened in Abuja. Is it in Abuja that it happened?
Yes.
Yeah. So virtually, if that's the headquarters, that's where he was. But maybe it wasn't under his watch per se. So why are they claiming? Isn't that like the statement that this gentleman that you played his audio was saying earlier on, that it could be that there was some in how some people or somebody who helped out for this whole operation to take place. Now, do you think that he should be sacked or should be held accountable for what has gone on?
Well, actually, the question that was asked was what the Senate president was saying, that this looks like an inside job, and definitely there's no way, the magnitude of what happened. We're talking about over a 2 hours, intensified, break of a prison where we have security operatives that could, get there in time. Especially, they can deploy people from Abuja. And the Senator Ali Indome is trying to avoid that question that says, he wants to answer a different question, and you can see how he was actually avoiding question. But this morning, Kuje jailbreak, Buhari told to sack Aregbesola immediately and also investigate the withdrawal of soldiers. There's a lot of information that soldiers that are meant to be manning the security post will withdraw. Why? Will they withdraw, in under 24 hours before the attack? According to the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria yesterday, I've now said that the Minister of Interior, Raufu Aregbesola, the former governor of Osun State, that did nothing, as all the politicians have always not done nothing apart from pampering each other, must be sacked with immediate effect over his consistent failure to stop attacks on the prison in the country. This is not the first time that we are seeing prisons that are, getting out. Urawa, the national coordinator, Emmanuel, in a statement, say it is distasteful, condemnable that over 15 jailbreaks have occurred under Aregbesola in the last 5 years, with over 3,000 inmates that have now escaped.
Well, listeners, it's quite interesting. I want you to draw your own conclusions when it comes to that. It's updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios. I'm Archie here. Let me say good morning once again to Anthony Adedeji. How is the US today? And Adekunle SG. Well done, sir, to you as well. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. We'll go back to Yomi for some of the other stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Archie, and once again a very good morning as we come back into this beautiful Friday edition of the morning show. As we have been saying, the AK Ikirimadu case will now have to go to the Old Bailey on the 4th of August after a bail condition was also not granted yesterday, as we were reporting, and we actually left just after around 2 p.m. When the prosecutor came out. He spoke to those on the ground on the reason why the Ike Kirimadu, as much as the people are looking at them as high profile person, the prosecutor do not agree with that. So what do we know so far in terms of the Ike Ikirimadu case before we go into some of the other headline? There has now been a lift on the restriction on the person involved. I'm talking about the young boy. He's no longer a minor according to what the court have said, but because it's still an ongoing case, we cannot report too much on the person itself. But what I can tell you is the Nigerian senator and his wife, who are accused of plotting to harvest a man's kidney in the UK, will now face trial at the Old Bailey. The Ikirimadus will next appear at the Old Bailey on the 4th of August 2022. It is alleged that the Ikirimadu treated the young boy, the boy, because he's 21, as a slave before he escaped and went to Staines police station in Surrey. The couple were arrested at the Heathrow airport on the 21st of June after arriving on a flight from Turkey. The Deputy Chief Magistrate Tan Ikram remanded them in the custody ahead of their next appearance at the Old Bailey. So that is the update from the Ikirimadus. Let's now touch on some of the other.
Just a quick one on the Ikirimadu case. So that means that this boy, it wasn't when they were bringing him into the country that the security was arrested. He has already been in the country.
He has been in the country prior to that been arrested. And I believe from what I heard, cannot confirm this. It looks like they didn't really give the Kirimadus that signal ahead. So they were literally traveling to Turkey. This is what I heard. I'm not sure how true it is, to find somebody else. But they were coming back to UK, and then they were arrested at the Heathrow airport. But again, this is no longer a minor. As we know, he's a 21 years old that has been confirmed by the court yesterday, but he had to run away out of their vicinity, reported himself to state police station in Surrey. So it seems this case now will go ahead, and the Kirimadus would then have to prepare their own defense against it. But like I said, it was a very busy one, at the Westminster Magistrate Court yesterday. A lot of, like we did say, there were some 7 delegates that came, and one of them is the person that we talked about earlier on. We're talking about no one but the Senate, the chairman of the Foreign Affairs that flew in from Nigeria. And I did ask him, maybe a lot of Nigerians would have loved the same way if they can get visa. But he refused to answer all the questions, and all he had to say is that I should go and find out who he was. But like I said, we also have Senator Otto Imberibe. He was running away. He was not going to answer question as I was pushing to ask him question. The reason why they've traveled down. Also, we are aware that David Mark also traveled down, and I also saw the tag of the representative from the Nigerian High Commission. That means we have people representing from the Nigerian High Commission, because there was a name tag that I was able to pick on. So that now means that this case is no longer a minor case, but it's still a case that has to go ahead, and that means it is going to go ahead at the Old Bailey.
So is it a case that, so it's now not that they took a minor in as you said, so it's not a minor, they substantiated that it's 21 years, so he's of age, so he can make whatever calls that he has to make. Now, saying that he was being imprisoned or enslaved at home, that's why he went to the authority. So
that's why he went to the authority. And again, the charges against them on the organ harvesting are still not yet been withdrawn yet. So that means that is still part of what the prosecutor would have to put together. And then if they are found guilty, they will be going for a very long time, according to what I have from the prosecutor.
Wow! But they were not granted bail, were they?
Well, they have to return back to into the custody, and I'm sure the reason for that is as much as Nigerians might look at them as high profile have been given opportunity. I think the last one, I can't fully remember his full name, but he dressed like a female and eventually fled this country. And that was a kind of a big slap on the British authorities. So they are not going to take any more chances, especially knowing what Nigerians could do, especially these high-profile individuals. So at the moment, they will be spending the remaining couple of days before their next appearance inside. Well, I mean, people still say the prison here is much better than the one in Nigeria, where people get, where we've been talking about that the ice swap. No terrorists will be able to, blow a prison here in UK. So they are in a safe hand. They will be taken care of. Their medical will be continued to be checked so that nothing goes wrong. And just like I did ask, I remember asking, the officer when we went for the Windrush Festival in Southeast, that if anybody is in that custody, especially in a vehicle moving that particular person, they told me that person must be as safe until they get to the next place. So, and when they get to the next place, they become more safer as well. So the Kirimadus are in a safe hand here in UK in the prison custody, and there is no reason and no cause for alarm.
Okay. Ayatunji Abdul Fatai, thumbs up to you and good morning to you as well. Greasy Fresh 123, he said Equator Sirs, yes, Equator to you as well. Olayomi Kilanko Ogabi says good morning Star Radio UK. Frank Archie and Olayomi, good morning to you. And then Breezy goes on further to say even the president should be responsible for all that happened under his watch. He is very much aware of most events and give orders and command. Whoa. Well, that is an indictment on the president. If it was this part of the world, they would have been pushing for his resignation, as we saw here yesterday with the resignation of the prime minister as a leader of the Conservative Party. But it is Star Radio UK. It is updates from Nigeria. Let's go back to Yomi for some more stories. Peter Obi, what is happening there?
Well, it seems we might be getting someone that Peter Obi seems to be his vice president. Remember Donyo Kukwe that was used before the expiry date June 17 has now put back. But it's from what we are getting from those followers of Peter Obi. I'm looking at First Ladyship, which is she's an influencer on the social media with with thousands of followers, and this is what she put out 17 hours ago. Peter Obi, Yusuf Dati, Baba Ahmed, how do they look? Don't you like the confidence and awesomeness oozing from both? Nigeria is about to experience real and drastic change in all sectors, especially in the international image and national branding. So who is these individuals that Peter Obi had the intention of using? Let's give us a kind of a background around him before we go a little bit further. Is Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed is a Nigerian economist, a politician who served as a senator of Kaduna North from 2011 to 2012, also a member of the House of Representatives from 2003 to 2007, from a prominent Baba Ahmed family of Zaria. Baba Ahmed graduated from the University of Maiduguri, education here in University of Westminster, just as so many of them have studied here in UK. Also went to Bayes University. So he is someone that seems to be Peter Obi's running mate as we are getting the information. So, like I said, people that believe that there will be an election expect the best from either the Labour Party or likewise those that also want that information of a country where we can have people that has the capacity to take Nigeria forward. For those that believe in the holding the unity of one Nigeria.
Now, just in case, assuming let's take it that the election is going to hold for 2023, when are they going to be starting their campaign in earnest?
I believe the campaign will start anytime soon. But already you can see the momentum is already out there. When it comes to politics in Nigeria, there is a lot of involvement of different individuals. Is the election time, whether the state, as we know, Osun State will be coming up with their own election very soon. Likewise, the 2023, which we're going to give our countdown. So when I go and look at what are the headlines trending this morning on politics, Governor sacks Okowa's candidate, Ibori loyalist. You remember Ibori was arrested here, was jailed in the UK. He has returned back to Nigeria and has become a kingmaker as usual. Zamfara APC gives condition to vote Tinubu. Again, you can say election is playing out. PDP battles a running mate headache in the race to back to the villa. There's still issues between the PDP team, in terms of Okowa that has been picked by Atiku. Wike still wants to be the running mate, but that doesn't seem to be coming up. Tinubu presidency will correct the June 12th anomaly. Kayamo is part of this government, so he will speak the language that people want to hear. Okukwe withdraws as Peter Obi's running mate. Politicians dividing Nigeria with ethnicity. That is the Northern Elders Forum. So you can see that there is a momentum out there, as the campaign for 2023 have all started. But the question is, what about those that disagree that we should go into an election? They are also campaigning, whether for a reform, a restructured country, or those that believe that the self-determination is the way forward. But all these will continue to be updated here on Star Radio UK at 11:40. But we still now have 217 days, 13 hours, 19 minutes, and the seconds keeps going down before that 2023.
Well, 217 days with the election hold or not. Don't you go away. I'm asking you about Tinubu, but let me acknowledge a couple of people as well. Drizzy Fresh says, good morning, Star. Says Star Radio UK. Good morning, Drizzy. Thank you very much. Olayomi is saying that, also bringing that story pertaining to Shinzo Abe, the former Japanese Prime Minister, who was shot dead while campaigning. Well, are we going to be seeing anything of the sort in Nigeria? We pray that nothing like that will happen. Tunji, thumbs up to you once again. Kehinde Moss, it's a good broadcast job. And Francis Nwafo, thumbs up to you as well. Thank you very, very much. Continue to let your comments come through. Those of you on the YouTube, subscribe to our page. Those of you on the Facebook, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. And every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing. Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. But Yomi, Tinubu, has he now come out with a substantive running mate, or still rumor? And where is he?
Well, from the last picture that we saw of him, is currently in France. You know, these are countries that they love to sit, maybe for planning, strategic. As anyone would be very difficult to find them. That means you would have to travel to France, you know, should you. Well, and that's what the politician does. You know, they know it will be difficult, especially they have a, you know, large crowd. Whether they are in, people knows where they are in when they're in Nigeria, so there could be large gathering, and they do take this advantage of traveling out of the country where, you know, it will be less people that they can contact with apart from those that they want to see. He is still in France from what we know. Not sure whether he will be returning back to Nigeria over this weekend, but we also know that he's there, you know, to take care of his health as usual. But what we can say is, you know, there's still wrangling of who will be his vice president, but that doesn't seem to be anything that we were finding out. But it looks already, from what I'm looking at here, you know, from the update that we've just talked about, is just coming up in front of me. Peter Obi now unveils a running mate. The Labour Party candidate Peter Obi has unveiled his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed. Senator Dati Baba Ahmed, the founder of Bells University, Abuja, was announced as the Labour Party vice candidate in Abuja today. The 46-year-old was a former lawmaker who represents Kaduna, like we said earlier. Baba Ahmed announcement was coming barely 24 hours after the Director General Peter Obi campaign organization, Doyin Okukpe, announced his withdrawal as the vice president. So it has not been confirmed as we speak right now.
Okay. Well, whether election hold or not, let's hear what is going on the social media platform. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, social media is where everything's, you know, end up in terms of the battling. And this morning, you know, I'm not sure what is Love Danny is trending. There's a lot of people love music around the world. Burna is trending, and I know Burna, if that is Burna Boy, definitely that will be him, if I'm right. And yes, it is actually Album at Midnight. So okay, Love Damini, okay, I believe is one of his new recording that will be coming out. That is the reason why that is trending, and he has a lot of followers, as we know. Also, Shinzo Abe, that was killed, the former Japanese Prime Minister, may so rest in peace, is trending at number 3. RHO Lagos, not sure what that is. That also seems to be trending. It is Choma saying your secret are safe with me even if we fall out, but went on to tell Miriam things she accused Caroline of telling her. You know, I believe it's just some of those gossip. But now let's type in Nigeria and see what are the other things that are trending, especially a video that we did yesterday, you know, to engage some of these politicians that came. Those videos have literally trended on the social media with about almost 500,000 views around the world. You know, and the question again in some of the comment on that the video is, should these have happened in Nigeria? Myself that you know shot that video will probably have to be, you know, somewhere that we probably will not be able to say, because you know, journalism in Nigeria, as we know, is a crime where journalists are not allowed to ask questions. So let's see the reaction of different individuals that have watched those videos, and just take one or two comments before we bring the broadcast to an end. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. There's a lot of fuel crisis in Nigeria as we speak. One of our team went out about 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday in Lagos, and yes, there is issues when it comes to you know, buying the most used, you know, product in Nigeria, because there's no full electricity as we speak as well. So while we are trying to get some of those few comments, again, remember the Starr Radio UK with all our programs over the weekend. As we're going into the weekend again, there will be a lot of conversation. There is still a lot of different wrangling of issues among the Yoruba self-determination, but there's you know, there's still, you know, the campaign for calmness, as a lot of people with different views on how to take the Yoruba people out of Nigeria, peacefully, is also generating so much of, interest and conversation. So like I said, these are part of what people are saying, like I said, on that particular video that have now been viewed with over 1 million. Somebody said, my dear brother, no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. This person said, Mumu man is speechless. I'm not going to say the rest of it because it's not a very good word. This person said, where is there security? If it's in Nigeria now, there will be police to be terrorizing us. Again, I'm not going to use the next word because it's an abusive word. Here are the criminals organ harvesting government Nigeria failed. This person said, Koiki, you are too much. Keep it up. We will continue to be with us. Allah will continue to be with us, Yoruba Nation now. So the video actually also showed that when this politician traveled to this part of the globe, maybe because of the law in this country, he was folding his hand like somebody that I was interviewing about a job interview. He was as calm. But if this was in Nigeria, myself and that phone would have been bundled into a security vehicle that this morning, Starr Radio UK will probably have to find a lawyer to bail me out.
Well, this is London. This is Starr Radio UK, and it's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London with Musala UK in our North London studios. We're going to bring in the update to a close. But Francis Mwafo, yes, this is an interesting program Starr Radio brings your way every weekday from 10 a.m. We have in the updates from Nigeria and other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. So stay with us every time we come on. Morakinho Badeljo, thumbs up to you and all that heart to you as well. He says, good one. Morakinho says, good one, brother. Good one, brother. Yoruba Nation, no going back. Thank you very, very much for all your comments. Let me see what is happening on their YouTube as well. Moses Fadipe says morning. Drizzy says we don't want to be identified anymore with Nigeria. Enough is enough. Nigeria government is full of chaotic lies and disasters. He goes on further to say lies upon lies, no justice in Nigeria. The innocent suffering for no reason while the wicked are walking free. Well, if it's in this part of the world, what